Hey guys, welcome back, and this is my review of NXT Takeover San Antonio, and it was a good show. It wasn't the best show, but it was a good show, but it wasn't like the best show. Um, I think that all the matches were great. The Fatal Four Way was a okay match. So to jump right in. We have Ty Dillinger versus Eric Young. The storyline is that Ty Dillinger has nothing else to do in NXT. He feels like he's just a waste of time in NXT, and Eric Young wants him to join Sanity, but Ty Dillinger has to prove that he doesn't want to, or he shouldn't. And it was an okay match, like a good showing of Ty Dillinger's wrestling abilities, and if the rumors and everyone clamoring on the internet is true, and Ty is gonna debut in the Royal Rumble match as the number 10 entrant. Um, this match was a really good showing of what Ty Dillinger brings to the table and how good of a superstar he really is. And Eric Young won through the help of his henchmen. I don't know. I don't remember what exactly their names are, but Eric Young won in a really good match. Then you have Roderick Strong versus Andrade Cien Almas. Um, and I think I didn't pay attention to this match that much because I had the stuff going on, and I think Roderick won. If cut me some slack, I've been busy, and Roderick Strong does seem like he'll be a future NXT champion, probably when Bobby Roode goes up to the main roster. Once Bobby Roode and Shinsuke go up to the main roster, I feel like Roderick Strong could be a future NXT champion. Um, I could definitely see Andrade being a NXT champion, kind of like not like a long reigning NXT champion, but yeah. But I thought this match was pretty good. And you had the NXT Tag Team title match between Authors of Pain and hashtag DIY. This was probably, I would say, the best match of the night, considering it's with the Authors of Pain. And I got really mad at the end of the match because I thought that DIY was going to hold the titles till at least maybe take over Orlando, or maybe at like NXT Takeover Brooklyn 3 if they go back to Brooklyn for SummerSlam this August. And maybe they will hold them till then. Maybe DIY could become the longest reigning NXT champions, and then maybe during at Orlando or Brooklyn 3, the Authors of Pain could take the titles. But I guess they are so into the Authors of Pain, and they want them. I guess the Authors of Pain will be the new, like will probably be the longest reigning NXT Tag Team Champions, and it makes sense because they are like two huge guys, and it just makes sense. The match was good, really good tag team match, and shades of it's not as good as it's definitely not as good as Brooklyn 2 or Toronto with the Revival. Not as good as that, but it's slightly under though. So like it's a really good match. I actually like the Authors of Pain in this match. DIY gave them their all. They tried everything they could. They even did the submit the double submission spot. Sorry, hard to say. Double submission spot that he used at the end of Toronto to win the titles. They did that, and um and I think it was Ankum. I don't know. Is it Anchor and Razor? Like those are the Authors of Pain, and I think Ankum lift up. I think he lifted up Gargano and he threw him onto Champa, and then they did like the finisher on Champa, and they won the NXT Tag Team titles. So I definitely see them holding the titles for a long time. I think the Authors of Pain will be the longest reigning NXT Tag Team champions in history. That's my prediction. Um, I'm pretty. What's next for DIY? I think how the Revival is not debuted on the main roster at some point. Maybe they'll debut at the main roster, like maybe at the Royal Rumble. Like I can see them interfering in the I see them showing up at the Rumble. Maybe it's like maybe showing up at the end of the tag title match between Cesaro and Anderson, but you never know. But and I think the revival will go to SmackDown if they go to the main roster, and I think Gargano and Ciampa will go to Raw or vice versa. I'd be okay with either. Um, and then the Authors of Pain will probably hold the titles till at least like maybe like WrestleMania weekend next year in 2018. I could definitely see them holding the titles for that long because I don't know if there's any other long. I don't think there's any other like long like big powerful tag team champions that can defeat the Authors of Pain. Then you had the Fatal Four Way match: Asuka, Royce, Kay, and Cross. I think that's her name, Nikki Cross. I don't know. I thought this was a pretty good Fatal Four Way. Like, I think that Asuka was gonna win. Obviously, that was my pick. Um, Nikki Cross was the wild card because she just debuted not that long ago. She's a girl that not much people like. She's a mysterious one. She's a wild card. And then you had Billie Kay and Peyton Royce. I consider them as the Enchantress and Poison Ivy of NXT because their gimmicks are kind of like that in a way when you really think about it. But I do see like them being like I definitely see Peyton Royce and Billie Kay winning the NXT Women's Championship at some point, and them like walking and them like being co-champions. I don't like as much as I hate it. I don't think they would, but I just picked Asuka because it was a safe choice. I think Asuka will hold the title till at least maybe NXT Takeover Orlando, maybe, and lose it to Peyton Royce or Billie Kay in singles matches, or maybe in a triple threat match. Depends. And then you have it was a really good match. What they did at the end of the Fatal Four Way is that they put Nikki Cross to a table near the announcer's table, and then at the end of the match, I think it was I think Asuka pinned Peyton Royce. Yeah, she pinned Peyton Royce. And Billie Kay was on the outside of the ring. Asuka is probably the most dominant NXT Women's Champion in history, and even before the women's match, we had Seth Rollins come out to the ring. And if any of you didn't watch Raw last Monday, Sami Zayn asked if he can get into the Royal Rumble. Stephanie put him in a match against Seth Rollins, and Sami wins. He gets Seth's spot in the Royal Rumble match. I watched it. It was a really great match, one of the best matches on Raw this year so far. And then near the end of the match, Seth was about to pin Sami after a pedigree on the apron, and Triple H's music hit, trolling Seth Rollins, and then Sami went with the roll up, and Sami Zayn entered the Royal Rumble match. And last night, Seth came out to the ring with a with the microphone. He started screaming, asking like where Triple H is. He's like he knows he's here and all that stuff. Then Triple H came out from the entranceway. He did a little stare down like Seth in the ring. Triple H is the entrance. Triple H calls security, and then Seth was dragged away by the announcers. I think that's probably one of the if that segment never happened, I would have thought this show was a meh show. But that segment really made it worthwhile to me because everyone has been wondering like what are they gonna do with Seth Rollins and Triple H? How exactly are they gonna build that up? And this was a really creative way to do it. I think that Triple H and Seth they're gonna have their match at Mania one way or another, and just how they're gonna set it up is the main question. And I think this was a really creative way of trying to make that feud more go. And I think Triple H and Seth Rollins having that little segment at San Antonio last night, I thought that was probably one of the best segments I've seen in an NXT an NXT like takeover show. I think that was a really good segment, and I can definitely see this. I could definitely see like maybe Seth Rollins get involved in NXT somehow, and maybe Seth can just try to bring Triple H out and all that stuff. It could happen, but I have no idea. It was an amazing segment, really creative, and I really liked it. And then you have the NXT Championship match, Shinsuke versus Bobby Roode. This was a really great match. I really liked it. Bobby Roode really showed that he was a major heel. And Shinsuke tried its best. I think Shinsuke did a fake injury. I don't know about his knee. And Bobby Roode used it to his advantage. Like, the one thing about NXT is that they actually sell that they have injuries rather than Raw when they're just like, oh, let's sell it for a little bit and then they get right back up like nothing ever happened. But I don't know. I can definitely see them I can definitely see Bobby Roode and Shinsuke doing great things for the main roster. And Bobby Roode won. I was expecting Shinsuke to hold the title because I was expecting maybe Shinsuke to hold the title to Orlando, so that way they're going to have the rematch, and then Bobby Roode wins, and then Shinsuke goes to the main roster to Raw. But I guess they have other plans. I think they're just going to have the revenge story for Orlando, and then Shinsuke loses and heads up to the main roster, and then Bobby Roode will hold the title to maybe at least like the Survivor Series takeover weekend. But I don't know. We're just going to have to wait and see. We just have to wait and see what NXT has in store for Bobby Roode, because his win last night was truly glorious along with his gimmick, and I really do think that Bobby Roode can do great things for NXT, and I really do see Bobby Roode holding the title for a very long time. And that's Takeover San Antonio. You had to recap everything. The winners were Young, Strong, Authors of Pain, Asuka, and Bobby Roode. Great matches. I enjoyed them. Let me know how you feel about the show. If you hated it or loved it, make sure you leave your comments down below. Be sure to like and subscribe for more videos. I'm Christian Justino, and I'll see you guys next time.